how does a tampon get stuck in your pubes? Are they that long? Girl, if your period products are gonna keep getting stuck down there, you might wanna trim the bush, just saying. Hey guys, it's Sharon. At the end of the month, every single month, I make 2 types of videos, my secrets and confession videos and my period horror stories videos. Now I was thinking, and I mentioned this in my secrets and confessions video as well, I have been doing this series and the other series once a month for quite a long time, and I'm kind of like, okay, I have a lot of this content, how can I shake it up some more? I have done first time using a tampon stories before. This is the 3rd in that little mini series. So that being said, I was thinking, what if instead of doing like period horror stories every single month, I do horror stories related to periods, but like, I don't know, a different theme or a different edition, like first period stories, first time using a tampon horror stories, at school period horror stories, which I've already done. And you can definitely go check those out on my channel. But I'm saying instead of doing period horror stories plus those, what if like I combine them? I don't know if that makes sense. Either way, I want to know what you guys think, because I know a lot of you guys love this series and it's your favorite series, but I'm like, how do we shake it up? But also like keep it the same, but also kind of like sprinkle in some new stuff. You tell me what you're thinking. I always love your opinion. I love your thoughts, just like I love your secrets and your stories. So that being said, if you'd like to see more, definitely give us a thumbs up and follow me on my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Twitter so you can have a say in my videos, get a chance to be in them, and also be shout out of the day. And if you'd like to see more, I have a whole playlist titled All About Periods that literally has every video I've ever made about periods, whether it's tip, tricks, hacks, advice, or embarrassing stories. So you can definitely go binge that. You can always subscribe for more if you want to see more. But enough about that. I know you guys are here for the tampon tea, and that actually sounds so disgusting. But anyways, go grab your actual non-tampon tea, your snacks, maybe your heat pad, your pads, tampons, or whatever, and let's get into this. My first time using a tampon, I shoved it up there and forgot about it for 2 days. Guys, tampons can cause TSS, which is toxic shock syndrome. It's super rare, first of all, but you don't want to risk it anyways, so only keep a tampon in for as long as you need to keep it in. If your tampon says only keep in for maximum 8 hours, only keep it in for maximum 8 hours. But I totally get it. Sometimes you forget. Have I been that person where I have shoved 2 tampons on accident because I forgot I had one in already? Absolutely. But I'm saying try to avoid it as much as you can, because not only can TSS happen very rarely, but you could get an infection. So lesson learned. If you literally have to put an alarm on your phone to remind yourself to take out your tampon, do it please. When I was 7, I didn't have my period, but I wanted to try it anyway. It took me a good 10 minutes to get it up, but I thought you weren't supposed to be able to see the string. Long story short, the tampon ended up in my womb. The fact that you weren't on your period using a tampon, do you hate yourself? Please do not practice using a tampon or shoving a tampon up there if you are not on your period, because it will hurt. Also, do not lose that string, because that string is how you get the tampon out. And if that string is inside you, then honestly, good luck, Charlie. Can you get it out? Absolutely. It's not like your tampon's gonna travel like up your esophagus or something. It's gonna stay in that area down there. It's just finding it with your hand, your fingers, and scooping it out. I was in dance, so I had to use a tampon. My mom told me that it was easier to look in a mirror, so that's exactly what I did. But I ended up getting blood all over my mirror and threw it away. Hear me out. Mom is definitely onto something. Using a mirror while you're inserting a tampon is a great way to get to know your vagina. It's how you are able to see what's down there and kind of tell you, hey, this is where your vagina hole is, this is where you stick in your tampon. So I totally love this idea of using a mirror. But my main concern here is, why'd you throw the mirror away? It's just blood. Sis, you could have cleaned it off. She said, nope, I don't want to think of this ever again. Goodbye, mirror. If you need to use a mirror to help you see how to insert a tampon, so be it. That's a great idea. Just know that it's possible to get the blood off the mirror. You don't have to throw it away. I put it in upside down and it fell out during gym and I bled everywhere. How do you put in a tampon upside down? Because on one end, you know, there's the cotton, the tampon, and then there's the string. How do you put the string in first? Because if the tampon has an applicator, which is a little plastic covering, you need the plastic covering because that's how you push it in. There's a little tube that has a string, you push that in and the string hangs out. And how do you do that upside down? Unless you stuck in the part that has the string inside your vagina and you somehow pushed it out with your... I'm so confused. I don't understand how you could do this. I genuinely don't. And, well, I got nothing. Just make sure the string is the part that's hanging out. Cool, okay. I had run out of pads at school and this older girl said she only had a tampon, so I thought, why not? At one point I need to stick it up. So I'm in the bathroom and I realize I have no clue how to do this. I didn't even have the box as a reference, you know, so I just tell myself, just Google it, bro. So I Google it and I get a YouTube video and I forgot the sound was on so loud and the video starts, so you'll want to unwrap your tampon, and I closed my phone so quickly. The girl next door was like, you need help? And I wanted to die right there. Listen, shout out to the girl in the stall over that's like, do you need some help? Because we love her and we just stand that she was a supportive sis asking if someone else needed some help. There's nothing to be ashamed or embarrassed about when it comes to asking help how to use a tampon, because tampons are very intimidating the first time you use one or the first time you see one. I will never forget. I had one of my mom's friends ask me, she's like, how do you use a tampon? I've never used one. I've always used pads. And I didn't feel embarrassed for her, and I could tell she was a little bit embarrassed asking me how to use it because she's a grown woman, you know, and she's like, I've never used a tampon. But it's like, there's nothing to be ashamed about. If you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it, because I feel like periods is the one thing that all girls are like, yes sis, so relatable. For example, if you need period supplies, you ask any girl and they'll be like, yeah, of course, because we get it. Been there, done that. So don't feel embarrassed asking or needing help on how to use a tampon, because they're not scary, but they may look scary at first. Also, nothing wrong with YouTube videos. If you guys want to see a YouTube video of how to use a tampon for the first time, let me know. I've been getting that requested a lot. But anyways, first time I used a tampon, it got stuck in my hair down there. Don't ask, but I need to ask. How does a tampon get stuck in your hair down there? How does a tampon get stuck in your pubes? Are they that long? Girl, if your period products are gonna keep getting stuck down there, you might wanna trim the bush, just saying. I still wanna know how I got stuck there though. I put it up the wrong hole, then I forgot it was up there and put another one in. Best trip to the ER. Wait, what wrong hole? And how'd you put another one in? Listen. So here's the thing. You have 3 holes in your downstairs area. You have your pee hole, you have your vagina hole, the one that bleeds, and you have your booty hole. Your pee hole is way too tiny to stick a tampon in. It's like practically impossible unless you like break your own skin. So that being said, did you stick it in the booty? And how'd you stick another one? How did you not cry while that was happening? Dry cotton in the booty? Twice? Of course it was a trip to the ER. That just sounds like hell on its own. Am I curious how you did it? Absolutely. But do I feel bad for you even more than how curious I am? Absolutely. Come to find out, this person was never able to poop again. Okay. The first time I used a tampon, it got stuck because it was on the last day of my first period. It hurt like heck and I didn't use them for like a year after, but I use them now and actually prefer them. Just have a little PTSD every time I use one. You do not want to stick one there when you're still dry. When you're not on your period, of course you don't want to do that. The first days leading up to your period and the last days after your period, or when your period is ending, you don't want to use them. You want to use tampons when you are bleeding a lot. The reason I say that is because you don't want to be dry down there when you're using a tampon, like I mentioned, right? So when are you the least dry? On your heaviest days. That way your tampon is soaking up the most blood, right? Right. But I just want to point out that this person was like, I was so scared of them and now I use them all the time. That is what I want y'all to feel and be and think about tampons. Don't let the tampon scare you. You scare the tampon. You might be a little bit triggered by the tampon with some bad memory, but still, you own that tampon. Don't let that tampon own you. Honey, it was terrible. Everyone heard me screaming and they thought I was giving birth. Oh, and I put the plastic in. Oh my God. Well, that's why it felt horrible. So spoiler alert, the plastic part does not go inside you. You want the thing inside the plastic to go inside you, not the actual plastic part, because you know, plastic can't really soak up blood, and also plastic hurts. And they also have like these little slits. Like what if that cuts your vagina? I'm good. That just sounds so uncomfortable and so painful, and I'm genuinely so sorry for you. She learned her lesson, but she had to learn it in a hard way. My first time using a tampon was about 2 years ago when I first started my period. Long story short, I didn't realize that the blood came from the front and shoved it up my butt. Didn't realize it was the wrong hole until it started hurting 2 hours later. I am so amazed and shocked that it took 2 hours for your butt to hurt. I feel like just trying to put it in your butt on its own is super painful. How did it not hurt the whole time? Y'all, your butt is so dry and it's so tight compared to your vagina hole. So I'm just like, it took 2 hours? I thought it would have taken 2 seconds. I thought it would have taken the process of putting it in. Oh girl, no. You don't bleed from your butt. And if it feels like it's in your butt, it's probably in your butt. So if you're trying to figure out which hole and it feels like that's your butthole, it's because it is. I got my first period and my friend, who didn't have her period yet, told me to fill the tampon up with water before sticking it in. I tried putting the water-filled tampon up there and it didn't work, so I tried again. Then I had to explain to my mom why there were like 30 water-filled tampons in the trash. My favorite thing about this is how you took advice from someone who has never had their period. But who can blame you, sis? The thing is, you don't want to wet your tampon if you're gonna stick it up your hoo-ha, because then your tampon has already collected water and now it can't collect the blood. Also, tampons expand. Like, there are like the winged tampons that look like wings when they like collect stuff. Not gigantic either. I don't want to freak you out. So that being said, once it's like that, it feels more difficult to get that in than out, you know? So just honestly, lesson learned here is don't take period advice from people that have had their period. But also, I have heard this life hack that if your tampon is dry and it's hard to get it out, try getting water in it to kind of, you know, make it softer, not as dry and painful. So I guess we kind of learned something. Do it to get it out, not in. The first time I used a tampon, I used a super because I thought it meant small, and my period is super, super light. It got stuck, but I went to school and kept it in for 6 hours before I took it out. It was so painful, and there wasn't even any blood on it. I totally get this because I think it is so stupid to have an S, and it means super instead of small. S everywhere else means small, so I agree. I too thought that meant small. Nope, means super. I think like a small is a light, so it would have an L on it, and from my pack that I buy, the small one has an R on it because it means regular, which is like, honestly, y'all couldn't do small, medium, large like everything else in this world. Maybe that's just me. I feel like they overly complicated that for nothing. They must hate women. What's new? Anyways, here's a little rule of thumb. If it's your first time using a tampon, start with a small size and work your way up. You know you have to go up a size if your tampons are filling up with blood quickly and they're not lasting that long. Always start small first. I had just gone on my period and I was invited to a pool party. So I was freaked out and realized I had to use one, and I thought you could wear it for a full day. And as soon as I got out of the pool, I leaked and everyone saw it and I was so embarrassed. And this is why it is important to keep tabs on your tampons and to read how long you can wear them for. I don't think the most you can wear a tampon is like past 8 hours, which is why you're told don't sleep in a tampon because, you know, infections, TSS, all that stuff. Still keep tabs on your tampons because it might fill up quicker than you think. And yeah, you might be able to wear it for 6 hours, but if it gets full at 4 hours, then you gotta go change it. But it's okay. Lesson learned. Honestly, it is like one of those things that you have to figure out on your own. It's like, how long can I wear this type of tampon for? It's literally just like, you learn as you go. Everything was fine till the time came to remove it and the string broke. I panicked and tried to use tweezers and ripped some of my skin off from down there. I had to go to the ER. If it gets stuck up there, for the life of whoever you believe in, please do not use a tweezer. Like, even when I'm doing my eyebrows and I accidentally pluck some skin, I'm like, that was so painful. I cannot imagine that near your vagina. Girl, just dig up in there, dig for gold if you have to. Just please don't go for tweezers. I just cried for an hour before having the courage to stick it in. Honestly, it'd be like that sometimes. But what matters is that you let it out and then you stick it in. Don't let that tampon win, sis. You got this. I faked my period for 1 year and I used a tampon when I didn't even have it. It was so painful to get out. Obviously, if you don't have your period, which I think is a lesson we have learned plenty of times in this video so far. If you don't have your period, don't use a tampon. Also, why would you fake your period and your go-to product is a tampon? Girl, use a pad. You don't gotta stick it up there. It's not painful. It's just like a little sticky diaper on your underwear. I feel like that just could have been so much easier. Also, why would you fake your period? Listen, guys, when I tell you you do not want your period, I mean you do not want your period. Everyone's like, I wish I had my period. All my friends have it. Trust me, you are the lucky one for not having your period yet, and you will understand once you get your period. Thank you very much. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below. If you have your own first time using a tampon, embarrassing story, horror story, and you want to share it with us because I didn't get to expose it, definitely feel free to do so in the comments below. Now, shout out the day goes to Alexa on Instagram, but thank you so, so much. If you would like to be shout out the day, just follow me on my Instagram and stay active. And of course, like I mentioned, I make this series once a month, every single month. You can find a whole playlist on my channel. I have one called All About Periods where I literally talk all about periods, whether it's tips, tricks, hacks, embarrassing stories, all that good stuff. If you have a specific period video that I haven't made yet that you would like to see, definitely let me know in the comments below. Or maybe you want to see another part to another video, also let me know. And like I mentioned, I'm debating on shaking this series up. So if you have some ideas, some input, any opinions, please share them with me. I love reading them and I love making the videos you guys want to see. So if you want to see more, you should definitely subscribe for more. But all that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.